G'day, John Canny here. Well, we're back from the trip in the Grenadier. Did over 5,000 kilometres, and I've got a few things to say about the Grenadier and how it went along the way. So I hope you enjoy watching a number of videos that I'll put out because it was a long trip. So the first one, which you're about to look at now, is about the first stage where we were just on the sealed roads. And as we go through the trip, I'll be producing more videos, and I can assure you that some interesting times and some interesting features of this vehicle. So let's get into it. We're on the road now. Well, we've been travelling for about 3 hours now. First impressions of the car is that it drives beautifully on the highway. There's certainly no problem with the steering at all. I've seen videos of people wiggling the steering wheel to try and keep it. No problem with that at all. As far as power and smoothness, the car's going beautifully. I'm towing from a bit over 2 tonne behind me. I don't even know it's there. My overall weight, I weighed in this morning at 5.28 tonne. So we're well under our 7 tonne gross combined vehicle mass, gross combined mass, 5.28. Up on the roof rack I've got my rooftop tent. Now that's 57 kilos. Those iCamper minis are 57 kilos. I've got 4 max tracks, which is about another 13, just a little over 13 kilos, and I've got an awning on the side there, which is about 20 kilos. So when I combine that and the shovel, I'd say I'd be right on my 90 kilos. Maybe a kilo or 2 either side, but pretty close to it. As I said, we're 5.28, fully laden, fully up with Tim Tams and chocolates and full tanks of water and fuel, firewood up the back, additional fuel, and 2 bods in here, probably around 80 kilos each. In the car I've got the fridge in the back and the spare battery, the third battery, but that's about all I'm carrying here. I think my ball weight's about 210, 220, something like that. So it's feeling really comfortable. As I said, I wouldn't know that the trailer's there with me at the moment. So at this stage, the weather's beautiful and we're on our way. Well, that's it for day one. We've done 508 kilometres. What have we done? We travelled for 6.5 hours, average speed of 78 kilometres an hour, and the fuel 18.9 litres per 100. That's as showing in the car. I'll check that with my own figures because I've recorded the fuel that we've used, but the car's gone beautifully. Got a bit of a sort of a vibration-y sort of rattle coming from the front, but obviously that's something that can be easily fixed. No warnings coming up, nothing like that. Driving position, yeah, pretty good, no problems. Seats comfortable, everything seems to have worked okay. So first day down, and we'll see how we go from there. Well, it's the end of day 2 travelling. So now I've done more than 1,000 kilometres in the Grenadier. All highway work, all around the 100 kilometres an hour. So looking at the statistics on the screen, it tells me that I average 90 kilometres an hour. So it's been fairly steady driving. So what do I think so far? Well, it just drives like a dream in my opinion. I've got, as I said, we weigh 5.28 tonne, and I don't know what's behind me, so there's plenty of grunt there. I know that's not a big load, and I know people are towing much bigger loads than that, bigger vans than mine, but I certainly haven't felt like I'm towing something, so that's been really good. Steering is just fine on the highway. The seats are really comfortable, so that's been good. What's niggled me a bit? Well, I've got a vibration-y sort of resonance coming from the front at lower revs when I'm revving it up. It disappears once I'm sort of sitting on the highway at 100 kilometres an hour, but it's a bit unsettling. But it's obviously nothing serious. It feels like a drumming of an exhaust pipe or something on something. What else? There's been a few warnings coming up for no reason that have been a bit hard to explain. Transmission problem, tail light problem, and one other I think that came up in relation to the tyre pressures. But then they all go away and disappear for most of the trip, and then they might pop up again. But no problem with the car, no problem. Can't find anything wrong. That's all good. The footrest, I'm now pretty familiar with how the footrest works, and is it a problem? Look, to be honest, it's there. You just have to adapt your position and driving position to suit it. It would be better if it was not there, but it is there, and well, that's it. It's certainly not a deal breaker. What I have found has annoyed me is the handle to the seat adjustment underneath, which is close to the transmission tunnel, and I sit with my knee bent up straight, or on a right angle, if I can put it that way, and I can feel that the whole time. That annoys me far more than the raised area for the footrest. But look, so far, no problems. What I'm getting, according to the car, is about 19.1 litres per 100. It's a brand new car, just being, obviously it may improve, may not, but tomorrow we'll be up towards Cairns and getting ready to head off the bitumen, off the sealed roads, into the Outback. Not interested in the reversing camera, you might be able to see it there. It's doing a great job. Oh, roads are pretty bumpy along here, pretty rough. So I'm just taking a spell from driving at the moment. We've got my mate Leo here driving, so I'm just taking the opportunity to talk about a few issues. I'll turn this radio down. So everything's going great still. This is day 3 of highway driving. Gee, I tell you what, I've forgotten how big a country this is. It's a long way up here, but we've done, what am I up to, 2-2, so I'm going, we're not making that much distance, I suppose, each day, but it's we've done 1,400 kilometres since I started from home, and everything's going really well in the car. I say that, but there's a few little confusing things. The fuel gauge, I'm not quite sure that I accept what the fuel gauge is telling me. It's telling me at the moment, for example, that I have 94 kilometres left distance to travel, and on the dial here it's turned orange. Let's have a look. Okay, but it also says that I've got 40% fuel in the tank, fuel level, so it kind of doesn't add up. So I'm not really trusting the remaining miles. I don't trust that, and I'm not 100% trusting the fuel gauge either. So I'm going to fill up shortly, and when we come into Charters Towers, we're almost in Charters Towers, and I'll check how much fuel goes in against the fuel level percentage, because basically it says 40, it's now 41%, so should be 60% of fuel, which, you know, if we've got 90 litre tank, I should have 40%, should need to fill up with 60% of that. So we'll see what it is. But yeah, so that's the only issue with that. Getting a few warnings occasionally, but it's normally when I start off in the morning I get a trailer lamp fault which I can't find. That's about the only one I'm getting, and that disappears after a while. So we'll see how we go with the fuel and see where we're going from Charters Towers. Okay. So just filled up with fuel. Took 74.18 litres. So it was showing on the screen that I had 30% of fuel left. So that's not correct. And the gauge was showing 40, almost half full on there. But the remaining range was saying 70, so that would have been right. So I'm not trusting the fuel gauge at all at this stage. I think I'll be trusting more the remaining range, but I'll be keeping a close eye on it. Okay. Good morning. This is our first morning really bush camping. So we've got a nice little spot here and just getting some breakfast going. So this is breakfast this morning. I get my shadow out of the way, that beautiful sunshine. So bacon and eggs, got the belly going, and camp set up over there. But yeah, lovely spot. We're just by the side of the road. There's no one around. But what a lovely, wonderful day, and all we can hear is birds. Now we're coming up, we're heading off the, finally heading off to the bitumen or the sealed road. So this will be the last area of sealed road for a while, I imagine. We'll be heading to Chillago. Got about a couple of k's here in front of us of seal, and then we're off the seal.